My name is Daniel Summers. I grew up in Bridgeport, Chicago. I'm 20 years old. What got me into MMA was wrestling. In high school I wrestled, and then a friend of my father's is a cop, and he had his two sons going to this gym, jiu-jitsu gym. And I was like, yeah, I'll go, just to see what it's like, So then I went, and I went every Saturday, and I got hooked on it, And the next thing I knew, I was tapping all these guys out who were twice my age, and I'm like, hey, I love this, I could do this all the time. But then things were going on in my life. Obviously in high school, you start getting into stuff. Got me out of it for a while. I was devastated. I hated it. I was going down the wrong path. And then one day at work, hungover, it was right after my birthday, I decided, I'm going to look up a gym by my new house. And this gym came up. Sure enough, the next day I came in, they're teaching me the basics, and I already know the basics, I did boxing and jiu-jitsu already. 2 days later, they moved me to 7-9 class, so I was like, yeah, that was pretty fast. So right from there, just right when I joined this place, it got me, I was already hooked on it just from starting jiu-jitsu, but right when I walked into this place, it just went up to a whole other level. Stereotypes, I don't really listen to them because, as like a kid who trains in it myself, I don't go out and bully guys, I don't even tell anybody that I train in this. Now, I know there's people out there who think, it's just two angry people going out and just beating the crap out of each other, but they don't understand what we go through in here. Like mentally, physically, emotionally. It's a lot more complicated than people out there think. They're not in here, they're not experiencing it like us. And in here we're like a band of brothers. We don't come in here to just beat the crap out of each other and then we go home mad. We come in here to help one another. And it gets deeper than that. So people could say, yeah, they're just angry people, bad backgrounds that go in there and do this and that. But man, this is an amazing sport, this is top of the line stuff. You can't just, no average Joe can go in there and just, beat up anybody. You gotta train hard. You gotta be disciplined, diligent. There's so much that goes into it that if people think that that's all it is, and they're completely wrong. And I would invite them to come in here and just try it out. Just take a class and see, It's a lot more than just, going in there and just swinging, crazy, going for the knockout. We have technique here. That's why I love this sport. It's just, you gotta be at the peak, you can't just go in there half-assed. And people could say what they want, but I think it's the greatest sport ever invented. Anthony told me, yeah, I got to fight for you. This kid out of the Rebels, this kid's got a record of 3-2. At first you think about it, you're like, man, I'm actually going to fight. I'm actually going to get in there. And you start preparing for it, you start training for it. It just breaks you down, but it breaks you down to build you back up. One night I woke up and I actually jumped up out of bed, and that's when I got really nervous. I was like, all right, man, I'm really going to fight. I'm starting to see what's really going to happen. It's a lot to take in, but I kept visualizing it. I got used to it. Fight day, I was just ready to go. There's nothing else to say, but I wanted to get in there so bad and just go after it. I wanted to do the game plan right and to show what Victory Martial Arts is about. Because in the end, if I didn't have my training partners and my coaches, I would be a nobody.